Hello, guys. Hello, hello, our ladies, people. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. And hold on, my printer is asking me to do something. Sorry. Well, thank you so much for being here. Let me pull this up on my phone so I can see who's here. Give me just a second while I do that. So I can see who's here. Give me just a second. Okay, there we go. And since I changed the time on you guys, I understand if a lot of people aren't able to get on here. And so, anybody that's here live, welcome. And anybody that's watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay. And I'll just share, I really love being able to be on time, and and different things happen occasionally. Not too long ago I had a snafu with my internet and had to do everything late, and then today I woke up with one of those really sinus tension headaches, and it was just it kind of wiped me. So I took the morning to just relax and try to get myself feeling better, because I knew I had a collaboration thing to do. And I was going to be on the hot seat with Stacy Lauren and several of the other Audience Accelerator members. And I wanted to be there and feel good, but then I also wanted to show up for you guys 100%. I didn't want to be like half in, half out, right? So I'm here, and I'm so glad to be here. And so today it's kind of interesting. I love talking about dreams. And the funny thing is, like, when I was going through and getting one of my hypnosis certifications, we also talked about dream interpretation, and it's not always what you think, right? But we did all kinds of things in there, from handwriting analysis and EFT and NLP, and, like I said, dreams um, and visualization. We just learned so many techniques, and some of those I was very familiar with from some of the stuff I did with my transformational coaching, the Master Transformational Coaching program. But it was really cool to dive into all of those things. And so I use them a lot of times, today, sometimes with clients and just for myself. But the thing about dreams to me is I love when we can be open to our dreams being answers for things, right? So one of the things that I love to do is, if I've got something that's on my mind that I just can't get an answer for, and maybe I've gone ahead and went for a walk, maybe I've sat in nature, maybe I've done all the meditation and all the different things, but still nothing really has come. I'll sometimes ask before I go to bed. I don't know what your beliefs are, but sometimes I'll say, okay, God, this is the question that I've got, and I haven't gotten an answer yet. Could you give me a sign, give me something in my sleep that helps me to have a solution in the morning, or an answer to whatever is that's going on? And 9 times out of 10, well, let's do this, like 8 times out of 10. There's a couple of times that it's like nothing comes, and I think, okay, well, it must not be the time to make this decision. But 8 times out of 10, then there is some epiphany or some answer that comes to me. And it's not like in my dream I had this vision and it's just that for some reason something will happen in the dream that gives me a little clarity about what it is that has been eluding me, right? And so I don't know if anybody that's watching or listening has ever had that experience, but it's definitely cool when you can wake up and then you just feel this sense of clarity. And sometimes I don't even understand what it was that I dreamed. I just know that suddenly everything's clear and I know the next step. And maybe it's that it gives me the clarity of this thing that you did yesterday was great. Do it again. Or, it'll be call this person. It'll make you feel better, and that person holds part of the key. So it's like these intuitive things just start pouring in, and a lot of times it comes from our dreams. Our dreams can give us so much, right? Because in that dream state, it's almost like we're under hypnosis because it's kind of in that same realm, right? And if, as we're falling asleep, we can ask ourselves particular questions. And remember, we want only ask powerful questions, not why does this always happen to me kind of crap. No, 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 no. If there's something that's plaguing you, can say, what is a solution? How can I make this the best for everybody involved? Whatever, but make sure you're stating it as a powerful question. And then just fall on to sleep. And then when you begin to wake up, that twilight space when you feel like that is, if you're not startled awake from an alarm clock, which you can still kind of drift a little bit back to sleep if you cut it off real quick, right? So you're still kind of in that space. But if you're in a place where the next morning you cannot set a clock and you can just wake up, then right as you begin to just come out of that sleep state, remember that question that you ask, and then even more will open up, because that state has got so many answers. And a lot of people have a bit of a difficulty popping in and out of that state and being able to remember the questions and do all that stuff, right? But that's what I do with hypnosis, is I take you into that state and allow you to work on those things in the confines of your mind. And I may take you through some steps, but a lot of times I just say, I'm going to be silent for a few moments and let your amazing superconscious, your subconscious mind help you with coming up with an answer. And so a lot of times I'm leaving the space for your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind to just come up with something. And so it's something that I love to do. I love when I get finished and they say, oh, that was so amazing, because not only do I feel wonderful, but now I feel confident that this is exactly what I should do. And so it's a beautiful thing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get to this affirmation for today. Hold on. Hold on. Have to copy and paste. Let's see if I can see over here. No. All right. So, our affirmation for today is, my dreams at night unlock magical insights and inspirations. And all you have to do is claim it. And then tonight, before you go to bed, say this again. And then maybe think a moment just about what it is that you're wanting some insight and inspiration about. But remember, whatever you say, make sure it's a powerful question, an empowering question, a question that is looking for a solution and inspiration, not why things haven't worked out, right? And so if you understand what that is, you can just put a 1 in the comments, and I promise, if you're watching the replay, I'll come back and look and see what you've said, and maybe be able to offer some solutions or something. So let me just see if I can see anything going on over here. All right, hold on. All right, so anyway, All right. So I see someone just sent in a little comment thing. So who's here? If you don't mind letting me know, say hello. And that way I can speak to you, because for whatever reason, my Facebook is not showing me who is here. So I believe you have to say hello and join in the conversation. But I love when I can have something that's going on and be confident that if I can just let my dreams give me answers, there's so much power comes in that, right? I mean, like it says, it is magical that we can unlock the inner works of our subconscious, our superconscious mind while we're asleep. And if we ask the powerful question before we drift off, then our subconscious, our superconscious will spend so much time looking for answers and inspiration and ideas, and we'll wake up with all kinds of things. So it's really important to have a journal or a notebook by your bed, because what happens a lot of times is you wake up, you've got all this stuff going on, and you say, oh, but I got to go to the bathroom first. Speaking from experience, right? And then after you go to the bathroom, you come back, it's like, well, what the heck? I don't even remember a word, right? So make sure you've got something by your bed. And I think it's Edison that they said, I think it's Edison that used to take these naps during the day, and he would put a ball in his hand because they only wanted one of these little quick naps to come up with ideas, creative ideas. So before he would drift asleep, he would pose what the dilemma is and how he wanted an answer. And then as he fell asleep and his hand relaxed, the ball would drop on the floor, which would wake him up, and then he would write down the answers. And he even said that most of his really big ideas came during that space right there. So it's getting just deep enough that your subconscious mind is the one that's running the show, not that your conscious mind. And then you want to wake up before you get even deeper so that you remember better, right? Because a lot of times, if you wake up and you remember a dream that you had a whole bunch of them. That's just the last one. And so if by doing it the way he says, of course, you don't get a full night's sleep. So it might be a nap thing you want to do, but it's brilliant because it gets you to wake up often and get each one of those ideas that comes to you. So remember, your affirmation for today is, my dreams at night unlock magical insights and inspirations. And put that on your sticky note, your index card, the screensaver on your phone, with a chalk marker on your mirror, wherever it will be in your face so that you'll remember that. And maybe for this, it might be brilliant to put like a sticky note on your bedside table, or an index card on your bedside table, so that before you go to sleep tonight, you'll see that and you will ask powerful questions, right? And so let's get to the journal prompt real quick. Let's see. All right. So our journal prompt is, think about a recent dream that felt particularly vivid or meaningful. And what insight did you gain from it? And how might that apply to your waking life? Which, that's amazing, right? But I would like to ask you to take that a step further tonight before you go to bed. Now, this is just talking about the dreams you've had recently, right? So let's direct our dreams tonight. You game? I mean, our subconscious mind is so friggin' powerful. And if we give it the right instructions, it's going to be working diligently to figure it out, right? And so look tonight before you go to bed, have your index card or your sticky note. Maybe an index card would be great, because then what you can do is you can write the question so that you actually have that formed out already. So let's say you're looking for a solution to something you're doing in your business, right? And so Maybe it's like you've got the two different things that you're trying to choose from. Then before you go to bed, you would say, I have these two choices. Which one is going to be the best one for me, for all involved? Hello, Wendy. Hi, it's great to see you. And so, as you ask yourself that question, and then you fall asleep, then you'll get some answers. So let's say, like, Wendy is the relationship nerd. And thank you for being here. And she's actually going to be doing some stuff in the group for you guys. I can't wait to get it all set up and put the event together. But I digress. I digress. So let's say, because Wendy is the relationship person, let's just say that before you go to bed, you're trying to decide, does the relationship you have, is your communication good, or do you need to ask for help? Right? And then, so it would be, let's see, maybe you would just say that my relationship, my relationship communication needs some work. Should I ask for help? And then, or how can I make it better? Right? It's a how and a should. It's just not like, what's wrong. We don't want to go there, right? Because then your subconscious mind is going to spend all night long working out what's wrong. And you don't want to know what's wrong. You want to know what's the solution, right? And sometimes the solution comes with hiring somebody like Wendy to help you with your ability to communicate, your ability to have boundaries, right? So there's so many different things, but ask a powerful question. Have it written out on your index card. And then when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is going to be working all night. Oh, just looking for every solution it can think of. And if you end up being like me and you get up during the night and you go to the bathroom, grab your journal and write down what's on your mind right then too. And if you're like me, I can still go back to sleep. Now, if you're one of those people that if you write something down, you can't go back to sleep, maybe skip it and just wait till in the morning. But if it's something you really, really want to know, how can I make this work? What do I need to do? Do I need to hire somebody? Do I need to go for counseling? What do I need to do? I want this to work. And that can go with anything, your business, your children, your finances, everything. You can come to the subconscious mind and ask for solutions. And the point is that our dreams can be magical, right? Let's go back to our affirmation, right? My dreams at night unlock magical insights and inspiration. And like I said, I keep a notebook by my bed so that if I wake up and there's ideas in my head, I write them down, because I know if I get off that bed and I go to the bathroom or I go anywhere, I'm going to wake up just enough that it eludes me. But if you can stay in that state of half awake, half asleep for just a touch longer, that stuff will stay. And then you can write it down. Suddenly imagine myself as Steve from Blue's Clues with my handy dandy notebook. Everybody needs one, right? I love that, Wendy. I used to love that show with your handy dandy notebook. But yes, it is very powerful. And like I said, we dream things all night long, but we'll wake up a lot of times and say, I didn't dream anything. But the thing is that you did, but you're just not remembering the last one, because we don't usually remember all of them. I was just referencing just a few moments ago before you got on here, Wendy, about Edison, how he used to take those daily naps and he would put a ball in his hand. And as soon as he'd fall asleep, his hand would relax and he'd drop the ball. So then he would get up and he would write down whatever the ideas were that were in his head. And he said that was where most of his inspirations came from, because the ideas that would come to him in that state between awake and asleep were powerful, right? And so I think it's a perfect time for us to be aware of that so that we can take advantage of it. I mean, um, there are so many things that can come to us if we ask, right? Yep, definitely. So it would be beautiful if you took the time to journal about this today. Now, remember the affirmation, you put it on your index card, your sticky notes, the screensaver on your phone, you put it on the mirror with a chalk marker, put it on a poster board, put it somewhere. But really for this one, make sure that at some point you have a note beside your bed so that it's a reminder as you lay down to go to sleep that you've already worked out what the question is. So you're not tired and you're trying to figure it out. Work out what the question is and make sure it's a powerful question too. So remember, we recognize that by it is not going to be negative at all. It's not, why does my partner always act like an ass? That's not the question. Why do my finances always seem lacking? Not the question, right? It is a question of, how can I make this relationship better? How do I have better control of my finances? So you ask powerful questions and then you'll get answers. And sometimes the answers come in pictures. Sometimes they come in just a fleeting thought. Some people actually will see like a scenario of them tackling the issue. But that's not everybody, right? So just remember that whatever comes up when you wake up, write it down. It doesn't matter how silly it sounds. If it sounds like it has nothing to do with anything, just write it down. And then when you get up in the morning, because you're going to be going back to sleep more than likely if you're doing that in the middle of the night. But as you go about your day, you'll come back and you'll look at it. And then you might have to evaluate it a minute. What does this really mean? And just think about it. Right? So, and it could be very clear cut, but maybe it's like, how in the Bible, it's always metaphors, right? So maybe whatever's showing up for you is a metaphor. It means something other than exactly what it says. Spend some time looking at it, listening to it as you say it out loud. Just develop the skill and you will be able to answer so many questions that you'll be shocked, right? So remember the affirmation, my dreams at night unlock magical insights and inspiration. And we like some magic, don't we, Wendy? And then the journal prompt. Think about a recent dream that felt particularly vivid or meaningful. And what insight did you gain from it? And how might that apply to your waking life? But like I said, this is about a dream that you had recently, right? So now we want to be journaling also. So when you're writing out your journal prompt, you put your affirmation, this journal prompt, and then you can write another one that says, what is something that I need an answer for now? And then you write down how the powerful question. And then in the morning, after you've gotten up, write down what came up in your little dream journal that you have on the side, right? Just add that in. And you can begin to create this conversation with your inner being, with your inner self. And it can be so amazing, right? And the more you do that, the more it's going to give you answers, because it's just like exercising your muscles. You're exercising the ability to ask better questions. Like we're learning, like if you use AI, you have to ask it the right question. Oh my gosh, sometimes the prompt is like, what do I say, right? And I've taken classes on how to actually give it a better prompt, right? And we kind of have to do that with our subconscious mind too, because people, moi included, especially when I first started this journey, but I can ask somebody, what do you want? Sounds simple, right? But I have not had one solitary person, as long as I've been doing this, that has ever given me exactly what they want. What they do is they give me a list of things they don't want, because we can tend to work on the negative first, because we already have experienced what we don't want, right? So we know we don't want that. And so it's really easy to fall into that. And so I want to make sure that you understand we do not want to ask questions that are talking about what we don't want. We're looking for solutions for what we do want, right? And, I've referenced Florence Scovel Shinn many times, and I talked about her yesterday. But when I'm talking about this, she talks a lot about, what time is it? She talks a lot about how we can talk to ourselves. And so does in like the Untethered Soul. That's a must read, I will say, from Michael Singer. I had a hypnosis client the other day, and I had recommended that book to her before we ever started working together. And she said, Vicki, that thing is amazing. You should make that as a prerequisite before they work with you. So if you haven't read that one, that's a good one too. And I'll see if I can remember. I'll put a link in the comments to the book. And he's got several books, and I'm telling you, it is mind-bending, mind-blowing with all of that. And, and I'd been studying a lot of this for a while, but something about the way he put the information together and the way he talked about it, just really, it was like, poof, right? So remember, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. So if you're here, Wendy, have you read that book before? The Untethered Soul? There's always such a delay. Let me see what's over here. You have not. Okay. Well, adding it into your list. I got it. Well, I will send you the link. And if you want to order it from my link, that's great. If you don't, that's perfectly fine too. But I mean, it is, especially with the stuff that you do with communication and everything, it might help you to have some more insights into how to direct people too, because I'm telling you, it's a powerful, powerful book. It helped me tremendously, even though I had already gone to health coach, life coaching, master transformational coaching, and I read it before I became a hypnotist, but I had already done those others. And some of the stuff that was in there, I had already learned, but it was like, he just added a little layer of something to it that was amazing. And so it's a beautiful book. And if you get the chance to do the audiobook, because something about the guy's voice that reads it, he just kind of like, I don't know. It's just, he just puts you in this relaxed place. It's like, oh, I love this. So it definitely one that you need since you're here. I think this must be the book for you. All right. So what we're doing, remember, is we're getting our journal or our notebook out, and we're putting the date, and we're putting the affirmation. Again, my dreams at night unlock magical insights and inspiration. And then we're going to put our journal prompt. Think about a recent dream that felt particularly vivid or meaningful, and what insights did you gain from it, and how might that apply to your waking life? Now, that one's going to be really fun, right? So really play with that one. Just brain dump as much as comes up. But then also write out what it is that you really want to be working on tonight as you go to sleep, right? And go ahead and write out the question, a powerful question. Have that by your bed so that you're reminded, and then let us know what comes up. But like I said, everybody's different. So some people, they get a little metaphor in their head. They didn't see a damn thing. They just got this thought that was kind of a metaphor. They write it down. Some people get feel like they got some kind of channeling from God that said, do this, right? Some people see actual movies of them going through the whole scene. So I don't know which one you are, and it doesn't matter, because whatever happens for you is the perfect thing for you, right? So just play with it. And like I said, it's a muscle. You exercise it today and then you exercise it tomorrow. Like for a while, I was doing automatic writing with, God, what is his name? I don't remember. Anyway, he's on YouTube and I was doing his automatic writing. Hi, Sean. And so I would do that for a while, but it was like in the beginning, it was like nothing happened. It was like, okay, I'm supposed to be writing these phrases. I'm supposed to be writing this, and then answers will come. And it felt like all I did was write the phrases. But maybe about a week or so in, suddenly as I was writing, inspiration would come to me and I'd be writing different thoughts besides what the little phrase was, right? And so I started finding live Atlanta, Georgia. My apologies. I didn't know you were doing your teaching. Oh, no worries. No worries, Sean. That's why I didn't answer the call. I came late today because I had that headache earlier today. So I came in late to do this. But the thing is that we want to really be open to what can come, right? So just put anything down that shows up and don't judge it. Don't question it. Just write it down. And then you can come back later and you can decipher, was it a metaphor? What did it mean? And was it a complete answer? Or was it keep trying? That might have been the first one, try again tomorrow. And so you just keep doing it. And over time, your subconscious might be on board. So for its time, it might just give you the perfect answer, right? And some people, it might be, thank you, Sean. But it may be that, there's an answer that you've got to pull out a little bit. Maybe it's not going to come right away, but keep trying because like I said, it's a muscle. When I tried to do the automatic writing, did it work right away? No, it did not. But it was working. I just didn't see the evidence. And I think that's where we get stuck sometimes is we expect the evidence to show up immediately, but it doesn't. Just like when I talked about, when I was on a diet and I had to lose 50 pounds before anybody saw any evidence. Now I could tell because my clothes were shrinking, but I was just so heavy that everybody just kept seeing me as heavy. And when I lost 50 pounds, that was the first time somebody said, wow, you've lost some weight. And I'm thinking 50 friggin' pounds and you just now noticed, but that's the way it was. So it might be the same principle as we're doing these things, right? Is that you don't see the evidence right away. Now, it's not going to be 50 pounds for you. Maybe it'll be a week. Maybe it'll be 2 times. I don't know. But if there's something that's coming up that really needs a little bit of attention, you've got questions and ask your subconscious. But like I said, now Wendy's still here. If it's something to do with boundaries and communicating in your relationships and that kind of stuff, check out Wendy, right? And Wendy McDowell, the relationship nerd. I believe that's it on Instagram, if I'm remembering right, Wendy. But definitely check her out. But you're going to be able to get so many insights on your own. But like most of us, we want a little bit quicker results, right? And that's why. Perfect. Wendy says, I got you, fam. So like sometimes it takes hypnosis to get you unstuck, right? So I'm here for you. All right. So I love you guys and I appreciate you even showing up today because I know I used you only get to use the at everyone once, right? And so I used that this morning to make sure I let everybody know that I would not be on at 10 o'clock because I felt that was the most important thing, was not to leave people hanging, right? Because I wanted to show up as my best self, not with a headache, right? The relationship nerd on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Facebook. Meet you wherever you are. Perfect. I got some questions for you about TikTok. So maybe we can chat because I don't even share my my streams into TikTok because it keeps telling me, because on Instagram, I know I'm getting off topic here, but I'll just share. On Instagram now, I have to go into my archives and share it, right? After everything's done. Um, and I used to not have to do that. Well, TikTok, it tells me to do a similar thing, but I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. So I just quit streaming to it because it was like, it's just going off into Netherland and nobody ever sees it. So why do it? So maybe you can help me with that, Wendy. I'll reach out. I'll reach out. But that's one of the things that's great about the community too, right? We got amazing people in this community. You got something that's coming up, you don't know what the hell to do, post it in the group. There's a lot of us here and a lot of new people that have all kinds of gifts and talents, right? Who knows? And so I'd also like to say, as I'm talking about this, like Wendy is going to be live in the group later in the month. What was the date? The 24th, right? Is that right? Yeah, the 24th at 7 p.m. and Eastern, and I will be creating an event. But if somebody else has a gift or talent that you would like to share with the group, just reach out to me and we'll see if we feel like it's a good fit with what everybody's working on. And then if it is, then we'll schedule you in. And I can't promise that we'll get you in right away because I'm primarily here, and then I offer expert guests and different things going on. And so I have to do what's best for the community. But if you're interested in pouring into the community on a different level, like Wendy is, and so many people already have, then definitely reach out, send me a private message, and we'll make it happen, right? And like I said, though, it's got to be really aligned with what we're doing and what the members are looking for. So it's not just so you can sell your thing. And I don't mean to be rude, but it is for the community, not to get you a bunch of sales. Because I've even had people that reached out and said, "Can I share this post that sells my?" I had somebody a couple of months ago, and they had just joined the group. They hadn't even poured anything in. And I said, "Listen," I said, "I appreciate you asking. I really do, because I would have hated for you to have made the post without asking." I said, "But why don't you participate in the group and pour into the group for a little bit just as another member, and then we'll talk." And so she does every now and then, but not very often. So we'll see. But the thing is that I want to support the community members. Like Wendy is a community member that is always here and has offered help before as well. And so it's a beautiful thing. And I think having people in this group that do so much and care for each other is just beyond my imagination as far as how this would go. But I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I have to think, what day is tomorrow? At 2 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be talking about a lot of things. We'll be celebrating, and I'm just excited to be on this journey with you guys. So has anybody got, let's see, Phil, there are a million groups in terms of promoting in business or opportunities. Yes. I agree, Sean. And, Monday, yay. So I'm excited to be with you tomorrow. And I would love to hear how things work for you tonight as you write out this affirmation and the questions that you're going to ask and what comes up. Definitely let us know. Best part about loving my job, no more Monday blah. Yeah. I feel you. It's like it's the thing that is amazing as an entrepreneur. If you can be an entrepreneur with something that you love, there are people that are entrepreneurs and they just really have a glorified job, right? And then the thing that is amazing is that we can make such a difference, right? And we can build and grow together. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. So make sure that you let me know how that goes. Maybe you can share that with us tomorrow on the live, and I look forward to seeing who does it, how it works. And remember, if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay, and you can play right along. What we focus on is what we draw in, focusing on solutions versus complaining. 100% beautiful. Yes, yes. If all we're doing is complaining, we're just going to find so many more things to complain about, right? All right. So thank you for being here, and thank you for participating and playing. And I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Mwah.